Okay, good morning, everybody. Um, I hope we all slept well. Welcome to this edition of creating awareness for the use of psychoactive substances among our youth. Saying no to colos, saying no to use of psychoactive substances. Now, I began a series on this. Talked about the prevalence of psychoactive substances among our youth, talk about the various classes of psychoactive substances. Today, I want to give a brief description of these substances and how it affects the brain. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the reason why people take these substances. One is out of curiosity. I just want to test it. I just want to know how it feels. I just want to taste it and see. So out of curiosity, people take these substances. But people have never taken alcohol in their life, want to know how alcohol tastes. People have never smoked in their life, want to take colos and know how it is. We have seen people who came down with mental illness just for the first time of taking these substances. For the first time. So then another reason why people take it is peer pressure. Well, my friend is taking it, so I have to take it also. Peer pressure, which is very, very common among our youth. All right? And parents also have to watch out for this. You know the kind of friends your children keep. It's very, very important. All right? Then another reason why people take this is as a coping mechanism, maladaptive behavior. You know, student feel exam, feel sad, and the next thing is wants to take it. The man lost his job. The next thing he wants to drink and forget his sorrow. After drinking, the loss of job is still there. You know, someone serve you breakfast as a man. Someone serve you breakfast, relationship ended. This is common both in men and female. Relationship ended. The next thing you want to do is you want to drink to stupor. You want to drink and forget your sorrow. Some people end up taking other substances, colo, slough, other substances. There is one common one now that is reigning in town now. They call it gegemo. So people also take it. It's a very toxic substance. So you want to drink and forget your sorrow. I saw the patient yesterday who took gegemo because his girlfriend cheated. He caught his girlfriend cheating, and just bought the gegemo from one Hausa boy and took it. Then came down with mental illness. So all these things are very, very important that we should know. There are better ways to cope with situations, to cope with difficulties. Speak to a therapist, see a psychiatrist. I know that in this part of the world it is highly uncommon for someone to come to a neuropsychiatric hospital, for instance, and say he wants to speak to a psychiatrist, he wants to see a doctor. Because the people have been tagged as this stigma about people with psychological illness, and it's very, very wrong. It's unethical. So then another reason why people take these substances, especially common among our youth, is the involvement in an internet fraud. Very, very common. Very, very common. It is highly uncommon for you to see a male, a boy who indulges in internet fraud and does not use substance. It's highly uncommon, and several of them are coming down with psychological illnesses. They are coming down with psychological illness. So we have to take a look at this. All right. Another reason why people take substance is amusement, party. You know, you went to a party, you went to a club, understand, you drink, you take cocktail, you take, there's another common substance now, kush, which is a mixture of cannabis and alcohol. They take it, then the following day they come down with psychological illness. They start to hear strange voices speaking to them, telling them to do things, commanding them to do things. So all these things are very, very important. All right. We also see reasons such as bullying, especially is common among children. They are being bullied in school. A teenager told me that he started taking substance in JSS1 after being bullied repeatedly, and his friend told him that the best way you can confront these people without being nervous is to smoke. Cannabis, and they gave him loud to smoke. Yes, he developed he suddenly became bold, and he confronted them. They fought, so he now saw the reason to keep smoking the substance until he came down with mental illness and was rushed to the hospital. So parents, you have to watch out. Teachers at schools, you also have to do more. Are your pupils being bullied? These things have to be taken very, very seriously. So these are the reasons, and many more. Another reasons are disharmony at home, parental disharmony. Father and mothers are not in good terms, so the children, they cannot supervise the children very well. So the children take substances to cope with frequent quarrels at home. So I've seen a child who started taking alcohol. A teenage girl started taking alcohol under the nose of her parents, and they were not aware because they can't supervise them. They were always quarreling. So these are the things we have to look out for in our children. All right. Then, now, how do these substances affect the body? How does it affect the brain? You must be curious. Why do they come down with psychological illness? Now, one thing you should know is that these substances are called psychoactive substances because their targeted effect is on the brain. I've told us earlier. So they disrupt the chemicals in the brain. Now they affect, there's what we call neurobiology of these substances. So because this is not an academic forum, so I don't want to disturb your minds with plenty medical terms. But for the sake, if I was talking to my colleagues or medical students, I will know how to approach this. However, let me just state now that the neurobiology of psychoactive substances, we have neuroanatomy. Neuroanatomy has to do with the structures in the brain, all right? Then we have neurophysiology, which has to do with the chemicals, like neurotransmitters. I mentioned them earlier in my previous videos. Then we have neuroradiology, neuropathology. So I'm not going to talk about those tools, but I'm just going to mention briefly on neuroanatomy and neurophysiology of substance. Now, the neuroanatomy talks about the reward pathway, which we call the mesolimbic dopaminergic pathway. It's the reward system. All right. While the neurophysiology has to do with the chemicals, the neurotransmitters. Examples include the dopamine, the acetylcholines, the enkephalins, endorphins, serotonins, and so on and so forth, several of them. So like I mentioned, it's not an academic video, it's just for public enlightenment. So we'll not go details into all those things, but just know that those are the major pathways that these phonic substances take to affect the brain. Now, why do they become dependent on it, and why do they come back with psychological illness? In our next video, I will summarize them in simple layman terms for us to understand. All right, so share this video, like and comment, share so that others can watch and learn, especially our parents. If you are in any PTA forum, please also share for them so that our teachers can also learn, then they will be able to manage their words well. Then if you have any questions, any clarifications, I will be in the comment section. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Bye.